Well, we had a pretty good night last night. I think everybody was cold in the shelter. Now I stayed warm, which I got that 0 degree underquilt and that top quilt, and I just combined them together and stayed pretty warm in there. And then my shoes was froze solid this morning, so that kind of sucked. But and my socks was froze solid, so I just put my other pair of socks on, wearing them. But it's supposed to get up to about 43 today. I know it was about 19 when we woke up this morning. I think it's about 23 right now. But anyway, we're just trucking along, no complaints, enjoying what we are getting to see on it. Well, I don't have no complaints. I don't know about anybody else. Let me correct that on it. Now, I know by the time I got into camp yesterday, I was froze solid. My clothes had got wet from we went through some of the snow drifts and everything, and brushing up against the rhododendron where snow was getting on my coat, it got everything soaked. So, but that dried out overnight. I got it dried out and everything. So, got warm clothing on today. You can't beat that. So, anyway, we're going to keep on trucking up through here. We're going to try to get to Rome Mountain, which is 17 miles. We'll see how far we can get on it, but our goal is Rome Mountain. I just don't know if we're going to obtain it or not, but I'm going to try our darndest. Here's a gorgeous view. Right here. Lord, that's beautiful. Dry down there. Now if you look here behind me, white up here. That's just amazing. That is beautiful. The picture don't do it much justice, but the whole little creek coming outside the mountain is frozen right there. You can hear the water running, but the whole creek is frozen. It's a pretty view. You can see forever through there. Wow. It's peaceful. It's about 37 degrees. We're trudging on. Man, that is beautiful. It's gorgeous today. I tell you what, from yesterday, we in a heat wave. It's about 46 degrees out here. Working our way over to Hughes Gap, and then still working our way toward the Rome. But we've had a couple climbs today, going up that Iron Mountain with all its false summits. But it's been a pretty good day so far. It's pretty through here, working our way around this mountain. It's gorgeous. Love how the snow's still stuck to the trees. Oh, what a beautiful view. Gorgeous. This is just flat out gorgeous right here. Well, it's about 5:30. We're here at Hughes Gap. We're going to start our assault on the Rhone over here. But there ain't no snow that much down here. But now up on top, it looks like there's a pretty good amount. God bless America. It's pretty up here. Hey, Miss Kodak. A photo don't do it justice. Well, let the night hiking begin. We still got about 2.5 miles to go. It's colder than a well digger's rear end up here, I know that. But it's been a pretty good day. Done a lot of snow hiking just in the pack, snowpack, and then the sun's melted some of it away on this east side over here. We're just trying to get up here to the Rhone High Knob shelter. And then it's supposed to be real pretty tomorrow to see those bogs and everything. So we get to go across that. But it's been a really good day. It's had a couple climbs with it. Caps in front of me. Laura's went on. It's getting cold up there. But tell you what, it's just been a gorgeous day. Fir tree here. Night hiking at its finest. Dark forest. Well, we're almost down here to it. Of course, I'll be soaking wet by the time I get here. Almost here. Alright. Heck, it looks like there's been footsteps all over the place.
I think all these go out to this one.
It may do it. The Rhone High Knob shelter that leans. We had to sleep in the upper room last night. That thing, I fought a mat all night long. You had to lean. I mean, you rolled to one side. It's leaning to one side. Coming off of the Rhone, it's like walking through a spruce forest, a Christmas tree lot. I'm glad we had made the decision the other night of it coming out of town out of Uncle Johnny's. We'd made it to the Curly Maple shelter and was waiting on Caps. He wasn't far behind us, but we got up there. It was about 11 o'clock in the morning, but we got a weather forecast and it was only 30% chance of snow, but it was a pretty good chance of rain. So anyway, Caps had called up with us and he said he had camped in snow the night before, that he had a couple inches on his tent. And we started counting the people that had left out of Uncle Johnny's that was going to the next shelter, and there was more people going to the next shelter than what it would fit. And we hiked a little bit slower, so by the time we got there, we would have had to pitch tents. And there was a couple that was going on over, but they was going to stay at a campsite. So we just kind of talked about it and made the decision that we're just going to hang out at the Curly Maple shelter and start out the next day. We knew it was going to get cold, drop down low, so we didn't want to climb no more in elevation because it was about 3,500 feet, something like that. So we was like, well, we'll just, stay here and then we'll deal with it tomorrow while we're hiking, instead of having to get up and not knowing exactly what the weather would be. And I really think that was about the wisest decision, because the people that had tented, we saw them yesterday and they said it was just a miserable night for them. Now we all stayed warm where we was at. Now the next day when we was hiking through that snow, man, it was beautiful and everything else, but it was some rough going. You didn't have no time to stop and take like a break or anything like that. It was just, you had to go. I know by the time I had got over across the beauty spot, I was about froze, so I'd put on everything that I had, which, like I say, got me warm back up. But when I got to the finished up, we only had 13 miles to hike that day, or a little bit over, so I started trying to get everything dried out what I could. But it was just a rough day of hiking, but I mean, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. And then yesterday we had went to the Cherry Gap shelter. I think we've kind of renamed it the Cherry Gap Hell Hut, because the way they've got the shelter built, the wind blows into it, or it was that night. So I didn't get cold. I was up against the wall, so I didn't get cold, but everybody else in the shelter got cold. It had dropped down real low, and it was hard starting yesterday, so we got a late start. So we ended up, we got our mileage done. We ended up last night about 9:30 hiking into the Roan High Knob shelter. It was pretty good. You had a bunch of ice that you had to go across, but we didn't have no kind of issues on it. And I just, give God the glory for keeping us safe going through there, because for the past couple of days, keeping us warm and everything else, you got to on it, because I mean, it was some cold temperatures and the weather and everything. But then, now last night at the Roan High Knob shelter, I'm going to call it the Leaning Tower of Roan, because we had to sleep on the second floor. Some people had pitched a tent down in the bottom, and there wasn't no room. Somebody else was sleeping in the bottom, and then they had that tent pitched, so we ended up sleeping up on the top bunk. And let me tell you, I fought a mattress all night on it. It was pretty rough, which I was up against the wall, so I slept on a 2x4 up against it on my left side. So my left hip's hurting a little bit this morning, just where I had to sleep on that left hip all night. But like I say, got a little bit of sleep. And got a little nippy up there, but somebody had left the windows open in the top of the thing, so snow had blowed in up there, so we just done the best we could. I did have a mouse run up underneath onto my sleeping pad up underneath my mat. I think I kicked it across the room, but other than that, it was a pretty good night. I don't have no complaints on it, but it's a beautiful day today. The sun's coming up, or has come up, making our way down here to going to get some water because we're completely out on it. So, which there's snow all around. I've been eating snow and icicles all morning. But anyway, as it goes, it is what it is. But I'll holler at you here in a little bit. Jane Bald. It's gorgeous. That's looking toward the east. Coming around to the south, you'll be seeing Round Mountain come in here. Around to the west. There's to the north. Jane Ball to the east. South. West.
You gotta stop for lunch.
The Over Mountain Shelter. It's gonna be soon tore down. Beautiful area through here. This is just gorgeous. There's Grandfather Mountain. Lord have mercy. Little Hunt Mountain to the west. North, Little Hunt Mountain to the north. Little Hunt Mountain to the east. There's Grandfather Mountain right there. If you're from the Linville Gorge area, there's Table Rock and Hawksbill to the south. And here it is to the west again. I'll tell you what, today's been some rough slogging, if I do say so myself. From where all the snow and the ice has been melting and everything. We'll say goodbye to home for a little bit. But anyway, from where all the snow and ice has been melting, the trail ain't nothing but a skating ring. And trying to get traction going uphill has been just a hair bit tough. And then even walking in it on, you can see it's just pure mud. You're walking in and trying to just keep from falling down. I know right before the shelter, I was trying to get down a little hill and my feet flew out from underneath me. I landed flat on my tail, backpack. I was covered in mud. It looks like I've been wallowing with pigs down there. Ended up changing clothes when I got to the shelter. Put on my shorts and everything, and I'm just going to deal with it. I said, I'm going to need a bath tonight. I've got dirt in places I didn't think I could ever get dirt in on it, but I slid down that hill. There wasn't no stopping or grabbing anything either. My feet went. It is like a cartoon thing. It's like I was on a slip and slide on it. But I think I'm gonna have to take a water hose to my backpack to get it cleaned on it. But it's been a beautiful day for views. I mean, you couldn't ask for no better day coming across these balds, especially in March. I don't hear no wind and everything, so I'm not complaining about that. But Betty, she is a little slick on it. Hump Mountain to the east. Hump Mountain to the west. Come on around here, we're at 5,500 feet, 5,587. Hump Mountain to the south. Here comes Kodak. Caps is lagging behind. Hump Mountain to the east. There's Grandfather Mountain again. Table Rock and Hawksbill, and Hump Mountain to the south. I'll tell you what, we are blessed to have views like this. I mean, now we have been blessed with on this trip with all these views and the weather that we've had, but man, you can't beat it. Going into Roan Mountain, or working our way down the Roan Mountain, we're gonna go get us some pizza and resupply and stuff and do what we gotta do. Well, we're down here at Doll Flats, and about 3 miles from the parking lot we're gonna go get us some pizza, but I have to say it does feel good getting ready to have one more state down. We've checked North Carolina off the list, so that's Georgia and North Carolina. Well, we got a little bit over a mile to go before we get out to 19E, and then we'll go down here and get us something to eat and everything, and just go get us a resupply and everything and relax for the night, get off our feet for a little bit. It's been kind of a rough day in the mud. I guess we'll know what Vermont is with all the mud that we've been in. I think every one of us slipped down in it and ended up having to, get back up and keep on trudging. It's been slick, but I mean, I've enjoyed it. I mean, God couldn't have painted a better picture than what he did today. The views was gorgeous. We're gonna keep on trucking all the way to Maine. Keep eating them blazes up, and then look at the weather over the next couple days and plan our run on Damascus and see how we're going to do that for resupply and everything else. Chugging along.